What is up everybody, Martingale here, back at it again with another Genshin Impact video. I know the videos have been kinda slowing down recently, but that's because 1.4 is kinda stale. Don't get me wrong, the event is tons of fun. I love all the character interactions, especially the ones between Kaya and Venti. Really loving the banter between these two. The minigames are tons of fun as well. A really cool addition to the game. I just wish they were permanent side features instead of main events. But in terms of topics to talk about, there really isn't much to go off of. We're getting rerun banners from months ago, which most people already know about, and no new continent. With that really long and off-topic rant, today we'll be talking about the 7 best characters in Genshin Impact, and my reasoning for saying so. I initially wanted to do a top 10, but I soon realized that other than these 7 units, there are many units that are very good, but interchangeable. Whereas these 7 either bring something completely unique to the team, or they are the best at doing damage. Number 7 on my list is Diona. The main reason she's only number 7 on my list is because I kind of feel her main strengths are locked behind constellations. Having C1 greatly improves her ability to spam her ultimate, lowering the energy cost from 80 to 65. And her C6 is the main reason she's so good, giving 200 elemental mastery to team members, standing within the ultimate's AoE. But even without constellations, her base kit is still pretty nice. She has a really decent shield. At talent level 7 and onwards, it's a 12-second duration with a 15-second cooldown, and it scales off of Diona's max HP, so you can make it really thick if you invest heavily into her HP. The biggest thing about her shield is that it generates 4 cryo particles, which is really huge. The downside is that it's on a 15-second cooldown. Her elemental burst provides some off-field healing, which also scales with Diona's max HP. At number 6, we have Xingqiu. He's an insanely strong hydro support character that brings damage reduction and healing with his elemental skill and burst. The healing, while very minimal, is still very noticeable for making sure that your team doesn't get chipped down from prolonged fights. The biggest selling point for Xingqiu is the fact that his ultimate constantly applies the hydro element onto enemies you are attacking, and he applies the hydro status before your character's attacks land, meaning that your DPS will always be the one triggering the reactions. Well, you know, unless you're a mad lad and your Xingqiu is built for main DPS. His biggest selling point is that he doesn't require much investment to be amazing. Sure, he can do a lot more if you decide to invest into him, but he's an amazing unit with just levels and basic artifacts. At number 5, we have Hu Tao. She's basically a baseball bat. A diamond encrusted baseball bat covered in flex tape. All she does for you is damage, but the fact that she does so much damage is the reason why she's on this list. I honestly believe that she is the best DPS, well, at least at low constellations, especially C0 and C1. At number 4, we have Venti. He's currently the rate up banner, so if you're skeptical about getting him, he's still very good. He has one of the most unique ultimates in the game, being able to essentially group small units together and large enemies to some degree, and also being able to disable small enemies for 7 whole seconds while consistently proccing elemental reactions within this vacuum. His elemental skill is also amazing, creating 3 energy every 6 seconds, one of the fastest batteries in the game, while providing disables onto enemies. He is also an Anemo character, which means you can utilize the Viridescent set to help your team deal even more damage. He's just an amazing unit all around, and to top it all off, he requires very minimal investment to be usable. It's actually crazy. If Venti is number 4, the other 3 characters on this list must be actually batshit crazy, and you're not wrong. At number 3, we have Zhongli. It's insane to think that this unit was actually bottom of the barrel a couple of months ago. Oh, how the buffs just made him a literal god. Very befitting of his in-game lore. What can I say? Zhongli just simplifies the game so much. He drops down a pillar while creating a shield which allows you to forget about dashing altogether and just press all your buttons. His ultimate is insanely strong, being able to petrify bigger enemies, being the only character in the game currently that is able to disable bigger enemies, making him absolutely perfect for the only endgame content currently, which is Abyss Floor 12. The cherry on top of everything is how much damage his meteor actually does, at such a low energy cost and cooldown. Although he does require a fair bit of investment into him to make him really shine, and his constellations are quite game-changing for him as well. At number 2, we have Ganyu. She's so high up because she's insanely versatile. She's at least top 2 when it comes to DPS and at least top 5 in terms of support. Her charged attacks deal an insane amount of damage, albeit a little hard to use at times, but if you have her at C6, she can essentially do 3 charged attacks in a row without waiting, while generating energy with her charged attacks, her elemental skill, and constantly repositioning herself and taunting enemies. Her C6 is actually the most broken thing in the game, but it's still C6, so most of us will never experience the joy of nuking everything 3 times in a row. Her Elemental Burst is one of the best abilities in the game. It's the largest AoE ability in Genshin till date, and it has a permanent uptime, with a 15-second duration and 15-second cooldown, making it great for not only damage against large groups of enemies, but also bosses. It constantly applies cryo onto the enemy, setting up reactions. Finally, the best character in Genshin Impact, hands down, has to be the adventurous boy Bennett. You want a main DPS, sub DPS, support, healer, you got it, all in one single character. He does require C1 to be more consistent, but goddamn, this boy is strong. His elemental skill is essentially on a 2-second cooldown, generating 2 energy a pop. Hands down the best battery in the game. He's also Pyro, as we all know, the best element in the game. His burst is also insane, giving your team attack while healing every second while doing big damage on cast. It also has an insanely high uptime with a 12-second duration and a 15-second cooldown. He's the most versatile character in the game. With heavy investments, he could be an amazing DPS. With low investments, he can be an insane healer, battery, and pyro applier. If you have a Bennett and you're not using him, I highly suggest building him, at least till level 70. Don't be discouraged if your favorite character didn't make the list. Personally, I don't even use every character on this list. This is just my thoughts on the power ranking of the characters at this point of the game. Well, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below whether you agree with my list, and if not, let me know why. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!